Hi traders, 12th of December 2016. This is a video of how to install the beta version of StatArb v4 Opulent for MetaTrader 5. So this is a beta version, so there are issues with this, which I'll explain. What you can see here is MT5 in the background and the version 4 Opulent MT5 installer in the foreground here. This is a little installer which I'll send you as a link in an email. So once you open it up, you'll see this screen. So to complete the installation, it's very simple. You just click next, accept the license agreement, click next again. And this bit is really important. You need to enter the MT5 data folder. So to do that, just open up the MT5 data folder. Go to this little window here, and the easiest way of doing it is just right click in here and select copy address as text. Then go back to the installer and just right click in there and didn't actually copy that. Let's just go back to make sure we copied that correctly. Copy address as text. Go back to the installer and then paste that address into this text field in the installer. Click next. Now click install and you're done. Now in MT5, if you still got it open, press Ctrl and N and you'll get the list of folders in this navigator area here on the left hand side or wherever you've got it running. Right click anywhere in the navigator and click refresh. You'll now see two programs, one in indicators called FXA STD Indicator V4 MT5, and another one in Expert Advisors called FXA Gen Starb. So it's a typo, that should be Starb V4 MT5. So to get the system running, just open up any chart and just clean up the chart a bit to start with. So get rid of the grid, put it into a line graph and go to Properties, and then turn the line graph to none. So you've got a clean chart window now. Now load the STD indicator onto the chart and also the Expert Advisor. Make sure Allow Automated Trading is clicked here. And you'll now see a little warning saying no control file created in Java interface yet. So to open up the Java interface, what we do is we go to, I'll just close that down and start again. So we go to the data folder, the MT5 data folder, double click this file called FXA JFX interface. You must make sure that you've installed Java on your machine before you do this. So make sure you install the correct version of Java. So if you're running a 64-bit operating system, you need to install a 64-bit version of Java. To understand what sort of operating system you've got, go to Computer and right click on it in Windows, and you'll see here it'll tell you all about your system. So in this case, I'm operating a system type as a 64-bit operating system. So when you go to download Java, if you go to say java.com and go to click the download button here and look for see all Java downloads. And if you're running 64-bit, install this version, Windows Offline 64-bit. If you're running the 32-bit version, you can just install the basic version you get from this main page here. So just make sure you've got the right version of Java installed, otherwise it's a no-go, I'm afraid. So go back to MT5, and I've just launched this interface from the FXA JFX interface file. Enter your unique reference number, which I'll supply you with. Enter the ID that I'll supply you with. Click remember login details because it will save those for you. Now click customer login. It'll say no accounts have been set up. System will use installation folder, C program files at MetaTrader 5. That's fine. There is a bug here though, because when you press done, it's saying this is not a valid data folder. But so in order to get around that, just click add MT4 account. That needs to be changed again to MT5, and just navigate to the actual data folder manually. And this one's MetaTrader 5, and then click done. And now we're okay. So you can use, this is the product catalog, and you can access the interface from all these different product categories. So to start with, we go down to arbitrage systems and select StatArb v4 optional and then brackets MT5, and now the interface will come up. So I'm running this on a 15-inch laptop screen, so it's pretty tiny. So you can move this interface wherever you want it, and it will always stay on top. So the first thing to do is to select some pairs to trade. So first of all, click on the chart and make sure that the chart here, Aussie dollar, US dollar, is the same as the chart you're working on. This will become evident in a second. So if I now go to ARB setup, I can now click on a couple of pairs to trade. So let's just trade euro dollar, which let's go to Aussie dollar, US dollar, euro, US dollar. Hit enter, and now you'll see the system will populate with data, and we can now start to fill this out a little bit more. So let's just remove the interface for a second, just minimize it, put the chart scroll on, and then just move this little scroll window to about there, so you can move the actual STD trace outside of this data area here. And right, what we need to do now is to start testing the system a little bit and getting it to actually see if we can make some dummy trades or some demo trades. So go to a short time frame, and if you get this sort of thing, just wait for a second while the system pulls data off the server, and you'll notice that it's telling us we've got a synthetic pair, which is euro Aussie dollar, and the spread is actually inverted. Don't worry too much about that for the time being. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the system trade, and notice this, the actual trend of the spread is rising on this time frame. But in order to get trades from this upper band, I need to basically tell the system that to only take trades in a falling spread condition, which you can see here on the trend filters. We've got trend H1 is actually falling. So if I go to my trade controls and I say, right, first of all we want to trade on an M5 time frame, so I just turn M30 off and then M5 on, and now you'll see M5 here, trade time frame control is selected in yellow, and I'm going to now go down and lock the system to the H1 trend. So what I'm doing now is I'm just turning off the trend filters on H4 and D1 and turning on the trend filter on H1, which is falling. And what will happen now is, as the spread is outside the upper trigger and the system thinks that the actual overall trend is falling, we should in a second get a trade being triggered. And we have actually had a trade being triggered. Okay, what I've done here is this is useful for testing purposes, so you guys will probably see this. So if you look at the experts tab, it's saying C trade order send invalid volume, so it doesn't like this 0.1 lots on this account for the euro Aussie dollar. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the actual lot sizing to 1 lot. If you make edits to the actual system using the keyboard, make sure you press enter when you've done them. And also note that the system is in mode auto exit search, so it still thinks a trade is actually been triggered even when it hasn't. So to actually get the system out of this auto exit search mode, we look at the global variable table, which is accessed by pressing F3, and you will see that if you scroll down here, it'll say you're looking for a global variable with filled. So the two pairs, Aussie dollar, euro dollar, filled. Delete that global variable, and now you'll notice the actual mode has gone back to no trade SS, which means stationary spreads, but it's now gone to auto exit search again, and you can see a trade has been triggered down here. So we've now got our entry condition being met. So That gives you a bit of it's a little bit complicated at the moment. There's some fine tuning that needs to be done here, but that should get you up and running in terms of setting the system up and getting it to actually start to trade for you.